Hey everyone, my name is Alina. I am here at the amazing, beautiful Upaya Retreat Center, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about the Get Your Shit Together retreat. I'm so lucky and grateful to have been able to go to the last one last month in January. It's only been 3 weeks and I have already seen immense change. My parents tell me almost every day how much I've changed for the better. I am manifesting my dream life. I'm becoming the person who I've always wanted to be but always been too scared to or put excuses. It's amazing, to say the least. It is amazing. It is the one thing that if I could share with everyone, I would share this. It's hosted by the amazing Amy Joy. She's my beautiful friend and mentor, and I am so immensely grateful for her, for teaching me all of this, for giving me all the tools and the new tools in my toolbox. It is all about oneness and growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, and about manifesting the life that you want, becoming the person you want to be. So yeah, this is something that is interesting to you. It is here at Upaya. There's amazing food. 7 people who were complete strangers and turned them into a family who adores each other in 6 days. Amazing. I talk to those people every day. I have so much love for them because we grew together and we learned together. So if this is something that you would like to do, if this is something that's calling you, please go. It will change your life. I know it has changed mine, and everyone who came has changed forever.
Are you ready to get your shit together? Isn't that what we are all truly trying to do? In this fun, life hack full show, we will learn together how to navigate this roller coaster called life. We, as glorious messy humans, can sit in the proverbial third car, grumpy and bored, or in the front of the roller coaster having the time of our lives. What do you choose? In this show, you can expect meaningful content and practical takeaway tools to make life easier and exceptionally more joyful. There will be epic guests who already love their lives, allowing them to share their get your shit together tips and words of wisdom. Life is too long and too short to not love your life. Welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. Hello, and welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy, and I'm your host, Amy Joy. Happy Thursday, and congratulations on your abundance. I want you to take a look around right now and notice. Truly notice how abundant you really, really are. There's a program out there that says that we are lacking, that we're not enough, job's not enough, house isn't enough, car's not enough, body's not enough. It's not true. It's not true. So take a look around. Congratulations on your abundance. I am feeling very abundant right now. I'm sitting in a new office space that I created here. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. I'm loving it's all the same stuff, just moved around. Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have to make some shifts. And right now with the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, oh my goodness, there's a lot of shifting going on. So now is a good time to throw out some things, to go through your stuff, to go through your life, to go through your memories and clear out things that don't serve anymore. Don't serve anymore. Today is an amazing show. We have the amazing Melissa Binkley here. I just witnessed a workshop of hers this afternoon. So beautiful. Had some of my own healing going on. So grateful for that. And today we're going to talk about high on life, from stressed out to blissed out, which is what we are all about here at Get Your Shit Together. So grateful for Melissa. She is a transformation specialist, and we're going to learn more about what she does and who she is and who she be in this world. So grateful. Stay tuned to the end for mantra magic and meditation moment. It is always a life hack full show. So grateful for you. Thank you for spending your very precious time with us today. All right. So it is now time to change your state, elevate. All right, this is the time where we take just 2 minutes to change our vibration, to go from wherever we are to higher. And hopefully, if it's in a crappy state, we go from crappy to happy. So I have Melissa here. I'm going to formally introduce her in a minute, but she is here to do our Change Your State Elevate today. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. I'm excited. Hi. I'm already in my elevated state, so I want to make sure everybody else is too.
Right? Okay, go for it.
Okay, so I want everybody to just take a moment and first take a deep breath into your belly. Just start to feel that breath in your belly. Our bodies hold on to so much stuff, and if you can move in your body, then it really helps to feel that. So as you breathe deep into your belly, I want you to imagine that your next breath is coming in through your heart, and it's shooting up and into the center of your forehead, right into that third eye or your pineal gland. So breathing in this beautiful light. And then when you breathe out, I want you to just shoot that breath right up through your crown and all the way into the God field, into that highest point of light. That is pure unconditional love. Just allow yourself to open that channel. And then when you breathe in, pull that energy down, allowing this moonlit rainbow energy to pour into your system, down through your crown chakra as it starts to filter through your forehead and your eyes, through your nose, your mouth. Just starting to see this liquid light pouring into your body as you start to remember a scene or an experience or a time when you had so much gratitude or love or appreciation. Something amazing happened in your life. As you allow that energy in your system, as that golden liquid light pours down through your heart, through your chest, and just allowing that pure divine love to pour into your system. Just keep breathing that energy in through your heart all the way up, and then allowing that light to pour down into your system. Feel the energy of divine, pure essence and love. Start to feel that gratitude. Maybe you crack a smile on your face. Maybe you start to move your body a little bit as that liquid light starts to pour into your system, feeling the energy and the vibration that is around you. And then it keeps pouring and it goes all the way down and settles in your root chakra, all the way down right into your butt and your tailbone, down through your legs, and all the way to the tips of your toes so they start to tingle, feeling that vibration and that energy in your body. Thinking of one thing that you're grateful for or that you're excited about, that's joyful for you. Allowing this filtering, this system to come online. And now I want you to breathe in. And when you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're pulling all the energy up from the earth, the nutrients from Mother Gaia, the earth codes, all of that beautiful nature, and bringing that into your system, combining with this beautiful intention of gratitude and love. And then allowing that energy to keep pouring up into your body and allowing these two energies to mingle, grounding you into the earth, connecting you to pure love above. And then the heart is the center. You are the center. As above, so below, allowing that energy to flow in as you allow that chakra, that heart to open bigger and bigger as you feel that love and that gratitude. And allow yourself to feel and sit in this beautiful energy. And then we're allowing this beautiful ball of light that's connected in your heart to start to grow bigger and stronger and brighter as you create a big golden egg of energy all around you, protecting your field, protecting yourself, to allow yourself to stay in a bubble of love. And then expanding that bubble to include your home, your city, and your state, the country, until that bubble encompasses all of the earth. And you're floating in that energy as the whole earth is combined in this beautiful golden energy of love. Mm.
Oh, so good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Amazing. All right, Melissa, I'm going to put you back for just a minute because I'm going to properly introduce you. Thank you. Woo, that was good. Good, good, good. All right, so it is now time to get our shit together. Amazing. So excited to have Melissa Binkley here. She is, as the founder of the Intuitive Intelligence Academy and the Sacred Alchemy Mystery School, Melissa delves deep into the synergies between cutting-edge science and time-honored spiritual practices. Drawing from her vast knowledge and experience in quantum physics, energy healing, Vedic science, and spiritual psychology, she has created a unique pathway for individuals seeking enlightenment, healing, and empowerment. Melissa's groundbreaking work is epitomized in her book, High on Life, A Prescription for Bliss. Love, love, love. And the widely acclaimed Quantum Miracles docuseries. Her approach is holistic. Quantum healing, biohacking, mental health strategies, channeling, and trauma healing, all aimed at harmonizing the physical, mental, and spiritual aspects of being. Through her teachings, Melissa guides humanity towards higher consciousness, unlocking hidden strengths and fostering a balance between empirical knowledge and mystical experience. I think I need glasses here soon. Melissa's journey is one of the profound personal transformation, from overcoming homelessness in 2009 to becoming a leading light in spiritual development and trauma healing. Her story is a source of inspiration and hope. A graduate of OSU and currently pursuing her PhD in consciousness and human potential, she embodies the very essence of resilience and the power of transformation. Put your hands together, drum roll, for the amazing Melissa Binkley. Woo!
Hi.
Amazing. So great. So Melissa, here's what I want to do. I want to give you 1 minute just to connect with the audience and tell us a little bit more about you that the bio didn't, just for us to get to know you a little more, and then we'll start our flow. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. As she said, I'm Melissa, and I came from an experience where I was a 10 out of 10 on the ACE score, which is the Adverse Childhood Experiences, from from a very young age. And so I had lots of trauma in my life. And when I grew up, I got into drugs and a lot of really terrible things, even though I was a college graduate and doing all this stuff. And so I was seeking a way to heal myself. And through healing myself, I found techniques that helped me so much that I decided to start sharing them with the world. And so I've traveled to 57 countries and had students in 18 countries and helped over 10,000 people to heal and transform through the techniques that I learned in the beginning to help myself. And then I opened up to a bunch of spiritual gifts and then combined my science work with those to bring it together in a way that bridges it well with the world. So
amazing. She's amazing. So I got to physically be in her presence a couple months ago at a beautiful gathering of change makers. Our mutual friends, Gerald and Maya Rose Rogers, well, they have a massive gift of connection. And they brought us a bunch of us all together. And wow, is all I can say about that group of people. Their intention, their heart, their desire to see the vibration of this planet raised was so amazing. It was so amazing to be part of it. And Melissa was there with her honey, her husband, with Brad, and it was wonderful. So as soon as I got to know her a little, I was like, okay, I got to get her on the show. And this is a huge gift because she's a busy lady. She just came back from Bali and Chile. What were you doing in Bali?
So Bali, I was having the Bali Bliss retreat, which is about bliss consciousness and higher states of consciousness. And we were channeling Mother Mary and Isis. Actually, they were in the room. We had someone that is from the island that happened to be at the property when I was doing a thing. And he's like, who are those three women and that man? And it was he could actually see them. Mm-hmm. And so it was a 7-day retreat where I got to take my clients through this incredible experience on how to get to a higher state of consciousness and heal the things that were going on so they could have incredible lives. So
yeah, it's being in India. I was just in India in October, and then a year ago was there for a month. And yes, being around beings that have higher consciousness changes your life because it's called entrainment. And it helps raise your frequency. And it's one of the most profound things you can do is put yourself in a position where you are surrounded by high vibrational beings. And Melissa definitely is one of those beings. So grateful. So tell me, what are you most passionate about these days in all the things that you're into? I know we can't talk about them all, so let's talk about the ones you're most excited about in this moment.
In this moment, I'm most excited about two things that are really going on. Well, as in getting ready to open up the mystery school, two things that I've been working on a lot in the last couple of months is both divine DNA and timeline jumping. So there are two things that are really powerful for what's going on in the energy of the world right now, because with timeline jumping, like the earth is splitting into two timelines, right? We have a new earth and an old earth. And depending on where you're at, you're going to be on one or the other. And we co-create our own realities. The challenge that people see is like, we are living multidimensional realities all at once. And so somebody else's reality of where they're at is literally where they are and the things that they're seeing and experiencing, and they're living in that. And yet there's this other vibration where there's those of us that are living that have completely different experiences. And so I'm, teaching people how to step into their highest destiny timeline and how to solidify into that is really fun for me. And then the other thing is, as someone who is a scientist, working with DNA and understanding that they've discovered that DNA has light receptors, and we've always said we are light, right? I am light, right? Yes. And what does that mean? And then understanding how DNA accepts light and how we turn ourselves into light and turning into the crystalline structure and actually reforming our DNA into a new structure. And because of my science background, I love that. And we've been doing studies with DNA and how energy healing can actually affect the DNA. And like, they see it under a microscope now and they can see that. So it's this beautiful marrying of the science and the spirituality of what we've known to be true and been talking about for so long, but now can be seen in this other realm. So I'm really loving both of those right now. I would have to say are my two favorite things.
Amazing. So, okay, let me see. What do we want to talk about first? All right, let's talk about the timeline jumping.
Okay.
Because literally last week, okay, wait, let me back up. So her workshop today, she was sharing about the lunar and solar eclipse and what's going on. And we're not going to get all into that. And well, we could maybe, but I don't know if we have time. But what stood out for me was the process she did, which was timeline hopping. Basically, I got to go back into my childhood and get to heal a core wound. And what's amazing, and this is what I do in my coaching and healing practices too, but I was telling her before the show, I'm like, I rarely get it done for me, you know? So it was like, yay.
Mm-hmm.
And something came up because there's so much shifting that a core wound happened when I was 8 years old that I thought I had healed, but obviously not based on what happened last week. And a person I love said something, and I was so instantly triggered. It shocked me. I was like, what is happening? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought I had cleared this, but clearly I haven't. And so I was able to go back to that 8-year-old girl today and tell her what she needs to know. And it was so cool. So last week I was doing this with this beautiful young lady. She was 10 years old where this core wound happened. And I want to get your feedback on this, Melissa, because this is a first for me. It might not be for you. But she was 10. And I said basically the same thing as you. What does she need to know? What does she need to know about her mom? What does she need to know about her dad? What tools do they have? What tools do they not have? What are they capable of? You know, how does this world really work? You know, and then I said, and she's 10, right? So I said, okay, now give her Wonder Woman cape. Like who does she grow up to be? Like, who is this amazing human? And then she goes, that's what I dressed up as Halloween that year. Later that year was Wonder Woman.
That's amazing.
I was like, and both of us in the same moment realized how big it was. Cause at the beginning I said, listen, we're rewriting history right now.
Yeah. I just got chills. Yeah.
Right. And this was the first time physically and then she sent me the picture of her in Wonder Woman in her Wonder Woman suit.
Yeah.
Like,
the layering of how time works is it's all like, if you think of like a book, right? And it's pages in a book, and then it's all right there. So one page can bleed down into other pages, and we're just playing with that timeline. And that's like this lifetime and other lifetimes, right? So we have all of those going on. So it makes a lot of sense. I've had an experience where, we've heard of like the Mandela effect, right? Where, you know, people have different experiences of, like, some people say Nelson Mandela died at one time in the 80s, and, you know, other people, you know he died in the 2000s. And, you know, we have these different experiences. Like, my parents say that I grew up in a house that was brown, but in my reality, I grew up in a house that was white, right? You know, because we've shifted these perceptions and these experiences. What I did in 2017, when I did my first massive timeline shift, I was in Bali, my first time ever in Bali, and I had a visceral shift in my life. And I always said it was on my actual 40th birthday. I didn't know I was going to be there. I'd stepped into that experience 3 years prior, before I even knew what Bali was, and ended up there by chance. And I had this visceral shift. And within 3 months' time, I got a phone call from a girlfriend who said, I have a box of yours that I've been carrying around so this was 2017. So for 13 years, it's in my garage. Do you want it? And I was like, I mean, okay. She lived in Florida. I had moved from Ohio to Florida in 2004. When I moved in 2004 I was a drug trafficker, and I got out, and I left everything. I left everything behind. I took nothing with me to Florida. This box that she returned to me, that I finally opened in 2018, was my kid's christening gown, all the baby pictures, all of the writings from when I was a published author when I was a child, and all my love notes from Brad, who's now my partner, who was my partner back then, who's come back into my life, right? That was the only things in the box, but all that stuff had been lost. And I lived in Ohio, not Florida. So how did my stuff from Ohio get to Florida to someone to hold on to? It was because I made the timeline shift. And so in that other timeline, my former self took care of my future self by giving this box to her, right? So these kind of things, when you shift and do those stuff, weird, crazy things can happen. I tell people, I have a whole thing about, I say, your favorite shirt, maybe it was, the color was purple, and then you wake up one day and it's black. And you're like, I know I had a purple shirt. You probably did a timeline shift, and you'll know if it's a better timeline or a worse timeline if the color's better for you or not, right? Right. Like if purple was your favorite color and you wake up and you have a black shirt and you're like, fuck it, I want the black shirt. Then you're like, uh-oh, I got to go do some more work. But if your shirt was purple and you wake up and black's like your thing and you're like, oh, this looks even better in black, you're like, okay, that's better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you listening that are, going, what's happening right now? What are they talking about? You know what? It's okay. It's okay that things are weird and wonderful, and I just encourage you to just stay open, to ask questions, to get curious, because shoot, I haven't always believed what I believe now, and I'm not trying to convert anybody to my way of believing. This is just true for me in my experiences, and this is the world according to Melissa, based on her experiences. And so, yeah, I just encourage you to stay open. What I love about you, Melissa, is your ability to really explain science and the spiritual, because not all of us have that. I don't need it. For me, I don't need it, but others do need it to be able to bridge the gap, right?
And so a lot of like CEOs and different people. And so what I want to say about that timeline stuff is, it may be hard to believe, but if you want to study science or quantum physics or quantum mechanics, it's all proven. It's already proven scientifically. So it sounds way woo-woo out there, but it's actually based, you can find the roots of it in science. So it's something to be open to, because there is now empirical proof around, these things happening.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Joe Dispenza, love him for that too. Yes. I've been to 3 of his events in the last couple of years, and his mission is, one of his missions, I'm sure, is to bridge that gap between the science of meditation specifically, right? Yeah. And what it does and how it heals. And the miracles that we witnessed, for me, it's just obvious. Like this is the way that it's true for me. So amazing. So I would love to know more about your mystery school. What is that exactly? And tell us more about that.
Okay. Well, a mystery school is, so in ancient times, they had mystery schools, and mystery schools were something that were taught to a specific group of people. And they were called the mysteries because they were unknown knowledge that, if it got into the wrong hands, could cause issues. And so it was passed down secretly through certain sects of experiences. So like the Essenes were, a place, they had mystery schools in Greece. There were mystery schools in Egypt, in India, right? So all these ancient societies, whether you're talking about Sanskrit and passing down, with like the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata and the information that came through in that, or if you go into Egypt, and you're talking about Isis and Osiris and, things like sex magic and how we use those things. Or if you're more into like, it's not a religious thing, but the Magdalens, right? So Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary and Ushaya and Anna, who was the grandmother of Jesus, they were all part of these mystery schools where they were taught how to work with energy, how to work with light, how to work with, they didn't know back then, they didn't call it DNA, right? There was not a thing about DNA, but they understood light. They learned, understood light conception. They understood how to use galactic forces. I mean, we now know, and it's going to keep coming out more, that to be true, that there's these ancient civilizations that had connections. They've found spaceships. They've found things where that we've had connections to the galaxies and other planets and things that we had information from that was given to us to help the humanity to not destroy itself again, basically. Right. Like to find and move into a higher dimension, to move into a place of love. And so we live in a 3D or third dimensional world right now in this world that we live in, we're trying to work to a 5D, which means we're trying to get into a place of love, a vibration of love, like unconditional love, the place of the utopian idea, this thing. And so there's energy practices, sexual practices, practices with nature. Like there's mystery schools around how nature works, right? Like all of these things. We at one point in our society we're separated from nature, but we are nature. And so what I've done is I've taken the combination of the ancient mysteries, or these ways of working with sound, frequency, sacred geometry, the lineages of the Essenes and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary and Ushaya, that all come from this Venus line of star seeds, and bring that energy in and combine it with the genetics and the DNA and the work that's coming through in science now, because I am a scientist too, right? That's where I started. So I have the combination of both of those together that I've infiltrated into my mystery school to teach people how to work with energy, how to work with light, how to work with sacred geometry and sound frequency, to heal the different parts and the experiences so that we can all rise into a higher vibration together. And I've been gifted the ability to channel and to bring in information and mediumship and things that I didn't come out of the box about until, I finally came out of the closet. I was like, hey, for many, many years, because I didn't trust any of my own stuff. So we work on teaching people like telepathy and remote viewing and how to connect into their psychic abilities and all of these types of things that are going to allow us, because we all have those abilities. We're all multidimensional. We all have them, but it's like, are you a pro basketball player or are you just a basketball player, right? Like, it's what level of ability do you have, and how can we hone those abilities with more practice so that we can all raise to a higher vibration and work together for a better society.
This is why I love you. Exactly. Because that's what it's all about. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do, is raise our frequency at the end of the day. It's the highest thing we could do. Dr. David Hawkins in Power versus Force says one person at the frequency and vibration of non-judgment offsets 90,000 people at the vibration of judgment.
Yeah.
90,000. Let alone unconditional love, let alone what peace, the frequency of peace will do, which is what my beautiful space here is, at the frequency of peace. And so it catapults transformation, because your whole system goes, right?
Yeah.
85% of the planet vibes below 200.
We've actually moved up a little bit, and we're almost over 200 now. We've been doing it.
I know. It's true.
Only 15% over 500, right? And then 1% at something above that. But that 85% that are above the 200. But they said they were doing tests, and that we're hovering right around the 200 and about to pop over it, which is a huge, massive, because it takes the square root of 1% of the population for a shift to happen. And so the more and more people are waking up, we have the prediction within from last year to the next 3 years is 1 billion people waking up, which means 1 billion people waking up means 1 billion people having their dark night of the soul that turns it into their waking up, right? So we have the breakdown before the breakthrough, but that thing's going to happen. And as they wake up and they move, that little bit of a shift, that 1% of the square root of the population is going to shift us up enough that it's going to change, like all of the children that are coming in now and all of the souls that are being born are walking into a place where we're going to be walking into the golden age, because we'll be able to shift that. Yeah.
Well, and I'm already seeing it.
Yeah.
The kids coming in now are awake.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah. One of the things that you hear a lot of the older adults from the older generations talk about the millennials, and they're just lazy, and and I'm like, no, they're connected, because they don't want to live the way that everybody else has for all of these years. They're not into that patriarchal. They're not going to do all that. They want to live life and not work to live. And so they're bucking the system and doing this thing. So I see it so clearly in the younger generations that are coming up, because they're like, no, we're not going to do it the way you've been doing it. No.
My kids are one of them.
Yeah,
absolutely. They grew up with a neurotic, stressed out mother. trying to conquer the world with that 8-year-old program. When I was 8 years old, I decided I was going to conquer the world and show them that women had value too.
Oh, yeah.
Because in my world, women didn't have value, at least not from what I could see.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
What I felt anyways, I didn't have any value. I was wrong just because I was a female.
Yes. Yeah.
Couldn't do this, couldn't do that, couldn't do that, couldn't do the other thing just because I'm a girl. Right. So having to healing that over and over and over. But hopefully it's gone now for good after today. Yes. Working on that one a long time, and who knows how long.
Well, and I would say, Amy, I would really go back in, because if you've had it for that long in this lifetime, that is probably karmically tied to another lifetime, and you might want to go heal it, heal the karmic from the other lifetime. That'll be really powerful to see for you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Maybe you can help me with that. Awesome. So tell me, what is the harmonic point?
Oh, okay. So the harmonic point is actually one of the chapters in my book, and it's one of the most powerful ones that I really like to talk about, because we create, like say you were 8 years old, right? And you had this pattern or this thing that you created because of this thought. And then because of that situation, whatever happened at that time, we will repeat that cycle in this cyclical thing. And it will be different people, different experiences, different things, but it's being repeated not to make our lives shit, but because we're supposed to be able to notice it and heal it. But until we come to a healed state where we do that, we don't have that opportunity. So when I was 8 years old, I lost my mother and my home and my father, everything. I lost my whole family, and I moved in with my grandparents. So that created loss of love, loss of home, which, then, and there was money challenges and all sorts of stuff. So it created this situation where I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel safe because I didn't have a home. The financial instability. And so that pattern I then recreated in my early 20s, where again, Brad left me. I lost my home, and I became an international drug trafficker. And I went down a road of hell and nearly tried to kill myself through the experience, not on purpose, but because of what I was doing. Although what I found out, the karmic tie to that was, in a lifetime with him 75 lifetimes ago, he rejected me after we had been in love, and I did kill myself. I died of a heartbreak, and vowed to love him through all lifetimes. And I had to break the vow to actually heal the karmic tie. So that happened in my early 20s. And then I had another experience where I lost my home. I lost my partner in 2009. I ended up homeless. And then in 2022, harmonic point still going, and I'm healing all the time. Every time my response is better. First time I became a drug trafficker. Well, first time I was a kid. Second time I became a drug trafficker. Third time I probably drank, I was homeless and I drank too much. The last time in 2022, I went through this incredible, relationship experience. And I shut down my business, the Intuitive Intelligence Academy, a 7-figure business, walked away from everything and moved out of the country and spent a year doing bliss work and healing. So it was a higher level for me of that, right? It was like, so I kept healing that harmonic point, and that harmonic point kept getting better, but I was able to recognize it at that point, but it was the same pattern kept happening over and over in all of these things. And then finally, I'm able to release that piece or that thing. So a harmonic point is something that happens in this lifetime, but a lot of times those harmonic points are tied to karma or an experience from another layer of your lifetimes in some other thing, and it's bled through, and then it comes in this lifetime so that you can finally heal it. Because if you hold on to a harmonic point or karma, you will not be able to live your highest destiny timeline. You will not be able to live into this truest, highest. You may have a great life. You may have amazing things happen, but there's a level that you could be at that if you heal that you will step into, that will be beyond what you could have imagined.
And I think you just it's like wrapping it up in a little bow here. Like freedom is on the other side of healing. Freedom is on the other side of healing. And freedom is on the other side of healing. This is why Melissa and I are so passionate about what we do, is because freedom is on the other side.
Yeah.
But we got to deal with our shit.
Yeah. And you have
And
to
it's
be
not our
willing to let
fault.
go of
It's just our
everything and anything.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I said,
Go
you
ahead.
have to be willing to let go of everything and anything, right? That's
Yeah.
the thing with karmic and harmonic points is we want to hold on because they're so patterned in us. We're so scared to let them go because what's the identity of who am I if I don't have that thing that I'm
Right.
holding on to, right? And so you have to literally, a sacrifice is to make something sacred. When you make it sacred, love it and sacrifice it to the greater thing, then you're allowed to have an experience where it heals. I literally, when I was in Chile, so I was in Chile before Bali, and I was at a shamanic training, and I was asked to sacrifice so that I could make sacred the most important thing in my life that I didn't want to give up. And of course, it was my relationship with Brad, because obviously now that I know we've had, over 5,000 years together, over 75 lifetimes, just in this one pattern, plus others. And so I was like, and I had to be honest, I was like, it's the one thing I don't want to give up, because I had waited 25 years to have this man. We've had 25 years of stuff and waited 20 years for him to come back into my life. And so I laid our relationship on the altar and sacrificed it. And because of that, I just went through this experience with him where we are healing our karmic wounds from these past lives because we had done this stuff to each other. So it's crazy how it works, but we literally have to sacrifice what we're not willing to give up.
Yeah. I'd love for you to define shamanic, because I know that word has been widely misunderstood and assumed to be of Satan worship and things like this. So could you define that just for our listeners?
Yeah. So shamanic is you could call it walking between the worlds. So there's somebody that works with energy and spirit and can see the spirits and go into a state so that they can work with the spirits in a very physical form, right? So not just channeling or things like that, but they really journey into that space, but they also work in the elements of earth, right? So we're talking, the plants and the animals and how we use medicine from the earth and these experiences. So it is a very earthen energy and experience where we're walking in between these two worlds of how do I work with the energies of the past, ancestors usually is a big part of it, generational stuff, the animals, owls and cougars and snakes and things like that. So we're using the energy of both these ancestral experiences and walking on this other side of the world to go in and retrieve the soul, to pull in the things that are missing from that state, and then bringing that back in and working with the elements and the animals and being in nature. So when you go into a shamanic training, they'll take you out and put you in the woods for 3 days and just no eating, no nothing. And you got to become one with the world. Like I've done a vision quest, right? Where I prepared and I went into the mountains by myself on my birthday last year. And I fasted for 4 days and I went and did a vision quest to see what the answers were for me, what I needed to come into. And I worked with the earth and I sat there in communion with the earth and had the plants and the animals and the trees talk to me, because there's such wisdom in our nature and the things around us. And when you are that clear and clean, you can get divine wisdom and you can walk in those other worlds to pull in the wisdom that you need.
Yes. Yeah, and they're the bridge. They understand both worlds and they can help us bridge that, right?
Yeah.
To put it simply. Amazing. Yeah, I'm super in love with trees, as you
see
can
that.
see.
Yeah,
like beautiful. Love trees. I get called to hug them all
Me
the time.
too. Oh my God. Oh yeah. I'm a literal tree hugger. Like, you hear the word tree huggers. No, I hug them. I'm like out hugging the trees all the time. Yep.
Yeah. I'll literally stop the car and go, oh, that tree. I need to hug that tree. And yeah, my partner's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna hug the tree. I have to. No, like it's there. Yeah. The quieter we get, the more connected we get, the more understanding and yeah, we just get how would you explain it? We just get understanding.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a knowingness.
It's a knowing.
There comes the thing. I say the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is something that you read and you may understand. Wisdom is when you embody it and know it within yourself as truth.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Amazing. Can you believe we're out of time already? Craziness. So fast.
We can talk forever.
I know, Melissa. I just adore you. If you want to reach out to Melissa, this is how you can find her: quantum-miracles.com. She's amazing. She does retreats. She does individual sessions. Yeah, go check her out there. She's up to all kinds of beautiful, beautiful things. Thank you for being here, my love. I will have you back on the show. I'm going to ask you our nugget question, your gold nugget of wisdom for us at the end. But for now, it is time for Mantra Magic. Thank you so much. All right, this is the time of the show, the part of the show where we do our mantra. A mantra is something that you can say or sing on a loop that helps reprogram your mind. So often we're saying things that don't serve us, like, I'm not good enough, life is hard. That was the one I had to annihilate. Life is hard. Probably told myself that thousands of times before I realized it and annihilate it. Now I say, life is amazing, life is magical. And so I have different friends, beautiful humans, goddesses that come and sing with me from time to time, and we make up mantras. So this is your mantra for the week, and you can find it every week on Amy Joy Coaching on Instagram. We have Mantra Magic Mondays. But here we go. Welcome to Mantra Magic. I'm here with the amazing Alina Avariano, and here is your mantra for the week. This is a special one. Special one because one of the biggest things I deal with in my coaching and in my healing practice is this program that says I'm not enough. And it's simply not true. This is what's true. I am worthy because I exist. I persist in life's cosmic twist. I am worthy because I exist. I persist in life's cosmic twist. I am enough, make no mistake. I am enough in every step I take. I am enough, make no mistake. I am enough in every step I take. I am doing the best I can as a glorious, messy human. I am doing the best I can, and my heart is blooming. I am enough, make no mistake. I am enough in every step I take. I am enough, make no mistake. I am enough in every step I take. I am enough. Make today glorious. Mwah! I love it that I'm literally singing mistake as I'm making a mistake. And Alina was like, should we do it over? I'm like, nope, I'm a glorious, messy human. We make mistakes. So what? Right? You are enough. You are enough. You are enough because you exist. All right. It is now time for meditation moment. Grab the kids, the grandkids, everyone around. This is the part where we just take 5 minutes to be present, this glorious moment of being right here, right now. This is called serene mind practice. I learned this from my beautiful spiritual teachers in India. It's 5 minutes. You can find it on YouTube. I have the amazing Gary Malkin gave me his music. He's a multi-Emmy winner. You can find him on Gaia, Islands of Inner Peace. And so I want you to have a seat. Just get comfortable. There's no perfect way to do this. Just sit down, get comfortable in whatever position you'd like. And take a deep breath in. And exhale. And on the next breath, I want you to breathe deep into your belly, like Melissa taught us at the beginning of the show. Breathe in deep till your belly pops out. And set the intention as you hold that every cell is receiving all the oxygen that it needs right now. And exhale. All right. Right now, as you breathe, I want you to notice your breath leaving and entering your nose right now. Notice the cool air. Notice how it feels. And now I want you to visualize. Actually, first I want you to just notice, what are you thinking right now? Is it thoughts of the past? Is it thoughts of the future? Or are you here now? And breathe. And just notice, how do you feel right now? Are you feeling crappy? Are you feeling happy? What are these thoughts that you're thinking, creating? Don't make it right or wrong, good or bad, just notice. Because if we feel shitty, we have shitty thoughts. So just notice. The opposite is true. If we feel beautiful and amazing and good, we have good thoughts. Again, don't make it right or wrong, good or bad, just notice. Now visualize a candle burning and flickering right in front of your eyes. And slowly slide that candle into the center of your head. And watch it flicker there. Notice the reds, the golds, the yellows, whites. With your hands on your heart, I want you to think of one thing that you are so grateful for. It brings a smile to your face. And while you're in this beautiful expanded place, I'm going to send you a beautiful energetic activation. It's called a Diksha. Just know it's sent with so much love. All you have to do is set the intention to receive. And with a deep breath in, come back into the room and start wiggling your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to have Melissa come back. There she is. How was that for you, Melissa?
Fabulous.
Amazing. I love how 5 minutes can just change your life. So, to ask our very valued question, if you were on a mountaintop and you had the 8 billion beautiful human souls at the foot of the mountain, and they were listening and paying attention, and you had one thing to share with them, what would that be?
Feeding back on myself. It all comes back to love. You are love. You are pure divine love, not just self-love, not love for others, but that is the core of who you are. It vibrates within your very being. It is the soul of what you are. The field that you live in is literally made of love. And if you could just learn to connect back into that, like plug yourself into it, You could feel it, because being high on life, being blissed out, is about feeling what it feels like to be plugged into pure divine love, because that's what you are.
Yes. Yes. And when we say love, it's the unconditional kind.
Yeah.
Not the love that so many of us have experienced, which is transactional.
Yeah. No.
Right? Tit for tat, you do this, I'll do that. We'll call it love. No. That means love, real love. And we shouldn't even have to put unconditional love in front of it, because love, by definition, is unconditional. But we have tainted it. So that means unconditional. That means there are no conditions. Like, actually, no conditions. This is what creates bliss.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Melissa, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. You're an amazing human being, doing glorious and being glorious. And please know that I so appreciate it, and we appreciate it. And those of you watching, thank you. Thank you for taking your very precious time to spend it with us today. Remember that together we vibrate higher, and that, my friends, changes the world. We'll see you next week. Besos. Mwah.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Get Your Shit Together live with Amy Joy. If you'd like to follow us, you can on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Amy Joy Coaching. Appreciate so much your likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. We'll see you next time.